Welcome everybody, Calista here with a little impromptu live for the second time. Let's see if this records. I have three rowdy boys here. My eldest, it's a milestone for him. He has his, he's got his first play date today. Any parents here with children with high sensitivity and ADHD, as my eldest has, this is a really big one for him to have a play date and friends over. So they may come crashing in again like they did before. But I wanted to share with you, I've just poured my second cacao of the day because spirit is really strong today and feels like a really potent day. There's so much happening, which I'll talk about in this video. The Parade of the Planets. We've got Robbie Burns Day today in Scotland, celebrating Robert Burns. And also we had a storm last night that has been way over catastrophized. But I do really want to say thank you to everybody who sent me a message to check that we're okay, we're absolutely fine. And also just talk a little bit more about what Spirit wants to share with us. So settle in, we'll be here for a little bit. But yeah, do come and say hi. Hey Jen, hey John. Yeah, it is so nice. It's so nice, isn't it? When you'll know if you've got children with sensitivity or ADHD, it's really big for them to just navigate the world as it is, but then to just do things that we would often overlook. Just having a friend over, that's such a big thing. So yeah, I'm so happy for him. It's wonderful to see him so happy, and especially because we didn't think it was going to be possible, because let's just go into the storm first of all. So the storm did hit Scotland. However, we have had so many worse storms than that, friends. I was speaking to a soul sister who is American, lived in Berlin, but she's now here staying in Scotland. It's just like Scotland has seen so much more than this. It's been way over catastrophized, and I absolutely agree with her. I know many people were out of power, like we were out of power for a good couple of hours. Yes, we had to go out in the garden and pick up the debris, and things were knocked over, and there was gale force winds of, I think it was 9 to 8 miles an hour, something like that. But, you know, Scottish homes are built strong, most of them anyway, and we're strong people as well. And the reason I'm sharing this is because the media tends to over-catastrophize. The fear-mongering continues, or it tries to continue anyway. And it's just a little message of taking time to feel in what is true for you, because there were so many people yesterday panic buying, like just being so in their head about it rather than just feeling what was true. And yeah, it passed through, but it's weather that we've had before, you know, it's nothing new. Yet everybody received these text messages from the government and the Met Office saying this is going to be so huge, stay in your homes, do not travel. And then some people also got their messages and their phone hijacked even more with crazy sounds and buzzing coming through. And it just goes to show how much the government can access our phones. Even if we have said no to receiving these messages, they do not care. They will still be able to access their phones. And I'm not going to go into conspiracy theories, friends, here, but just suffice to say, you know, sometimes this wave of fear-mongering happens because there's an underlying reason, you know, that the government want to take over or do something to our phones. You know, there's always something nefarious that's going on. And I definitely felt that energy. And I just feel it's really important to stay neutral. Obviously, stay safe. Look after your home. Look after your family. Reach out to friends. You know, there's some people that still don't have power around here, and I absolutely understand. You know, reach out. Be compassionate. Be loving. Be a friend to other people. However, realise that there is still so much catastrophizing. There's so much that is being manipulated just to keep us in our head, to keep us in a state of fear. And that will continue in 2025, especially as we go towards March. March is going to be a huge month. And the guides are saying we have to keep our wits about us, stay really grounded, stay in our heart center, be supportive, but realize that a lot is going to be shaken up this year. And it's so easy to get rattled by fear and go into the panic buying. Like everybody was buying extra bread and milk and toilet paper. And it's like, come on, people, just relax. Just absolutely relax. And it's actually quite nice. Last night, when the power was out, we all just gathered together and played games and put on candles. And it was actually really nice to have that time away from technology. And even just watch my kids who, you know, they're so fortunate. We're so fortunate, especially in the Western world, to have clean running water and a roof over our head and electricity, all these things that many people take for granted. And after about half an hour, when they went to the bathroom, they were still so conditioned to put the light on. I'm like, boys, that's not going to work. There is no electricity. Okay. They're so conditioned. So it was kind of nice to give them a little bit of a jolt and go, oh, okay, how does the world and how do I function in the world without technology, without electricity? Yeah. And it's interesting when we look at the timelines, and maybe you felt this before, friends, that it's so important for us all, I believe, to have basic survival skills. I'm not saying we're going to go into apocalypse or anything, but it's good to know how you can create a shelter, how you can create fire without a lighter, how you can filter water, just all of these things. I think it's so important to know that for yourself, but also if you are a parent or caregiver, to pass on that knowledge. And that's definitely something that we're going to make a point of doing as a family this year. So that's the first thing I wanted to talk about. And that might rattle a few people's feathers, and that's absolutely okay. The winds that were blowing through the country really were bringing so much renewal. And while I empathise for people that did have a lot of damage, they were creating a lot of goodness, a lot of rebirth, a lot of renewal was coming forward. And I saw a few people, space holders that work with the elementals, like really in the hype and the drama about the storms. And I thought, come on, you work with the nature spirits, you work with the elementals, just tune in. Because we have to be responsible. If we hold space for many and people see us as a spiritual teacher or in that way, then we have to be responsible to not just perpetuate the fear and the hype and the drama. Are you with me? Do you feel that too? Put a 1 in the comments if you resonate with that, friends. So that's the first thing that I wanted to share. I'll take a wee sip of cacao. And the second was a parade of planets that's taken place today. Maybe you've seen a lot of buzz about it on social media. 111, yes. Maybe you've seen it and felt a lot of buzz, or maybe you've been out in the night sky and you've saw a lot of the planets, especially Mars and Venus and Jupiter, starting to align, and it's really, really beautiful. And apparently we can see all of them. We don't have to have a telescope to see Neptune and Uranus. Some posts say we do, some posts say we don't. But I know here in the UK, this evening, apparently we're able to see quite a lot of them. So I'm definitely going to go out. What does this planetary alignment mean for you, friends? For me, I feel like it's really bringing forward a great sense of transformation, a great sense of doing things completely differently. It's also right before the Lunar New Year, of course, Chinese New Year, the new moon that's coming up on the same day, the 29th. We've also got in block on the 1st of February. which really is the start of the year. January is always such a transition month. I always feel like it's around about the Lunar New Year. This time on February 1st is really when things start to happen. So if you felt like your January has been quite slow to start, or there's been quite a lot of the old drama, hype and drama and dynamics of last year still in play, get set for that to rebirth. Say to yourself, I rebirth that. I allow that to go. And if you can be in ceremony with yourself, if you've got some ceremonial cacao, I really invite you to be in the space where you're in communication with the earth. You've got your feet on the ground, your eyes to the ground. You're really feeling what is taking place on the earth, because when we ground spirituality in this way, we bring it back to basics. We bring it back to simplest, simple to understand terminology, simple to understand, spirituality and ascension doesn't have to be complicated, even though it seems to be. Other teachers and guides seem to overcomplicate it and talk about dimensions and everything like that. Come on, should be away from that now. Anything after the fifth dimension, if you believe in those dimensions, then simply labeling and identifying something as 60, 70 and 80 and beyond is just absolutely irrelevant. They are just more forms of separation. And I still see spiritual teachers and spiritual gurus talking about 60, 70, 80. Guys, let it go. Let go of this, of these labels. Come on, let it go. 2025 is giving us this opportunity. Put a 2 in the comments if you were feeling this too. 2025 is giving this opportunity and this invite to be a lot more boots on the ground, really hands in the earth, realizing that we are the hands, we're also the clay, we are creation and creator as one. And there is no separation. There's no separation. There's the veils of separation that exist, especially when we start to say this is 5D, 4D, 3D, 2D, whatever. That just creates more blooming separation. So yeah, there is going to be this great sense, this great pull, and maybe you feel it already, to be outside, to communicate more with nature, more with elementals and the elements, and really understand where your place within the dynamic of that cycle exists. And looking to the stars definitely helps as well, because I really believe when we look at the stars, we're still looking at the earth, because we're still in that we're still in the one, we're still in that cycle. So yeah, go outside, see if you can connect with the planets or connect with the earth, but certainly be in ceremony, being grounded and open up to what's coming forward today. A beautiful friend said to me, and I really feel like this message that she gave me is for the collective, so I want to share it with you. And she said, many, many eons ago, there was an aspect of you, and as I'm saying this, I'm saying it to you, I'm saying it to all of us, because I really feel this is true. There was an aspect of you that created a sound or a vibration, something that you can use now that will create great shifts in your life. The transformation, the life that you have always imagined for yourself is coming through in this alignment, if you're open to it. And this sound, this vibration that you, many eons ago, you sent it out. And it was going to be, you lined it up, you set the intention that you will be able to receive this sound, this tone, this vibration, this activation when all the planets align. And this is why it feels so blooming special today. And so if that feels good for you, if that feels true, if you're getting the truth bumps, then just say yes. Just say yes. I receive the message, the tone, the sound, the vibration, the light language, the codes, the activations, whatever it is specifically for you, that a part of your higher self put out as a call, and allow yourself to receive that call back. Because this is what happens, you know, fragments of ourself. We are multi-dimensional beings. We exist on multiple timelines, all at once. And so, of course, an aspect of our higher being and our expanded being is constantly sending out potentials, different timelines, different scenarios. And if we allow ourselves, we can align up with them when we're ready. So let me know what you are ready to rebirth and transform. And line up with it. Line up with it just as these planets are lining up, because I really do feel it's so special. And there's no human words that I can put on that apart from just say yes. Allow yourself to open up today. And maybe it is to let go of wherever there's remnants still of illusion, separation, suffering and fear within you. Wherever you find yourself still clinging on to old ways, because we have to understand that everything is changing. Everything is in a state of change. Our body is in a state of change. It's aging. It's decaying. It's in the process of decay. Sometimes we like to hold on to that. We don't want to get old, but aging is a privilege. Our life is in constant flux. The seasons are in constant flux. And when we go against change, when we cling to it, of course we invite in suffering. And so allow yourself just to be in a place of receiving today, in a place of this space that we're in right now. Can you feel it? This divine neutrality, where you're seeing everything that takes place, where you know you're a multi-dimensional avatar. And just say yes to receiving what is highest and best, what part of you sent that call, sent that code that you are needing right now to transform, to rebirth your life. Because 2025, this is the year, this is the time, this is the moment right now. Anything else that I wanted to share, that the guides want to share? So in November time, there was a group of new angels that came in, and they've called themselves the Magdalene angels, and they are crystalline and they're beautiful. They're going to come in more. I believe they're working with many different souls right now. Maybe they're working with you too. And if you feel that, feel into the truth bumps. They are certainly here, and they're going to be playing with us throughout this year. If you come to any of the events, if you're new to this page, then welcome. The first event where we're going to be talking about them more and also sharing an attunement to this collective group of angels will be on January 31st. We'll still be in that energy of the Lunar New Year, the energy of the snake that we're coming into. She's got her belly on the ground. She's feeling the reverberations of the earth, and she's moving in flow and rhythm with the earth. This is just spot on for the energy of 2025. And also it'll be the eve of in-block. So that will be the next gathering. And I'll put the event link shortly on the page or social media here. And it'll also be on the website. And that's going to be January 31st. And then there's also going to be every month around the full moon, there is going to be cacao circles. Just short, little, ceremonial, devotional chocolate circles with ceremonial cacao every month, so we can gather together, friends. And they're going to be put on the website really soon. And I think that's all we wanted to say today. But yeah, stay in your hearts, stay cozy amid everything that's taking place right now. Look after you, and let me know as you come out of this portal over the next few days with this beautiful alignment taking place. Let me know, reach out. What came through to you? Was it a sacred sound? Was it a knowing? Certainly this is the time to allow those dream seeds of winter to be born as well. So you might want to write down, get your journals out. What do you want to seed in 2025? What are you ready for? This is the time. This is the time. It's taking place right now. I hope you can feel it. Thank you for tuning in today. And cheers. I hope you have a wonderful alignment, and we'll see you soon.